In this lesson, let's take a look at using an end mill within the hole wizard to perform a counterbore operation. Alright, so these are the two holes or the two counterbores we're going to be working on. Let's head over to the command manager and let's go into our stock toolpaths and our drill hole wizard. Alright, so for this we're going to be selecting this group of holes right here, the combo hole. That looks great, so I'm going to click next on that. All these look good. Our clearance plane looks good. Our rapid plane, material top. I'm going to click next on that. Let's do just a drilling operation and then counterbore. So for drilling, I'm going to double click. And for this, let's just use a 1/2 inch drill, and that's going to be in turret position number 1. And machine cycle, absolute, Z-0.8 for the final Z depth. We'll click next on that. G83 with a peck depth of 150 thousandths, and we'll click finish. For counterbore, I'm going to double click that, and notice that it still says drilling cycle up here, but you can still use an end mill. Just where it says tool type, make sure you select end. I'm going to have this in turret position number 2. This is going to be a 1/2 inch diameter end mill. We'll click next on that. So we're going to be performing a profile operation. So click profile, absolute. The final Z depth is going to be minus 200 thousandths for this. Now the diameter, that's the diameter of the hole. So I have kind of an odd value here. It's actually 1 inch, 350 thousandths. We'll click next on that. And we're going to plunge as the approach. We're going to climb cut. But here's what's very unique about this. This particular profile operation is always going to take the tool and enter right at the center of the counterbore. Then it's going to arc on, climb cut all the way around, and then arc off. All right, so the key here is that this is always going to hit the very center of that counterbore, which means you could use the hole wizard anytime that you want to profile a circular pocket and you want the tool to enter right at the center. I'm going to leave for finish 0. We'll click finish, and then now we can click finish to our hole operations. So I'll click finish. And there we go. All right, so let's simulate our toolpath and take a look at what we have. I'm going to right click and select simulate. So I'm going to use a solid model I created earlier for the stock. So we'll click OK. And here we go. So here's the drilling operation. But what's important is that the end mill is going to enter exactly where the drill has created the holes. So here we go. We're going to select the end mill. End mill is going to approach right inside where the hole's been drilled. Going to climb cut all the way around and arc off. So same over on the other side. End mill is going to approach, enter right on center line, arc on, climb cut all the way around, and then arc off. All right, so you can use this anytime you want to take a end mill and approach center on a circular pocket and perform a profile operation. All right, that's it for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson when we take a look at controlling the order that the holes are drilled.